Hello everyone, my name is Crow, and this is Project Architect 2. This is episode 14. So we are starting off here down in my main ME storage area. Um, and I actually did a little bit of work between episodes, and I kind of cleaned this up a little bit. I realized under here that I can actually put this straight in line with the water wheel, and I can kind of power it directly. I replaced, that line of cog blocks um, with a couple of the redstone links from Create because I was actually able to make those. I did some exploring. I think I don't recall exactly. Oh, you know what? When I was trying to find the end portal, I found a couple of brass casings, and so that's all that's required to make the redstone links. And then I made this it's like I forget what it's called. It's like a redstone. Oh, the linked transmitter. And you basically, instead of having to stick the redstone link beside a lever or a button, you can actually attach it to a redstone component like a button. So it's actually really, really cool. And so this transmits down to there to get this going. And then also I have another one on the bottom side of this block here, and so that this button does the same thing. They transmit to the same spot. So so what else we got going on today? First things first is I want to get my quantum link chamber up and running. And to do that, I need to get my singularity. I had this running just while I was, building and exploring and whatnot. Um, and so I have some singularities now. Do I have a button? I sure do. This will never, um, yeah, this will never get old. Okay, so let's head on over here. And so what I need to do is I need to take the singularity and I need to explode it with an ender pearl, and that will make a quantum entangled singularity. And there we go. And that will allow me to, first of all, um, pop this in there. And with my quantum bridge card, I should now have infinite wireless everywhere. Let's find out. My wireless transmitter for the AE system was only at like 16 blocks or something. There you go. Perfect. Okay, so I now have infinite wireless. That should last. That should be cross-dimensional as long as the system is loaded, and this chunk is loaded. Although I did kind of not put this on like an actual chunk boundary, um, but I just loaded it all. Now the only problem with this is that the quantum ring drains 400 Fe per tick, which I mean is not a lot in the grand scheme of things. However, it is. Um, I am generally losing power because just the quantum ring itself is over, is 400 Fe per tick. Um, my total energy drain is 628, and that's less than I'm making. Oh, it's like I'm barely making even. Actually, you know what? I bet this will kick on once this is drained. Yes, because this doesn't make enough. And so now it's eating through the buffer first, and then it'll kick this on and eat through this buffer. So basically, I need a new power situation. I could just make another one of these diamond furnaces, or I could upgrade the furnator. Um, but these were kind of like my freebie things. I don't really want to use them long term. Like I don't really want to be relying on mushroom power long term. So I do need to figure out a better power solution. So as far as power goes, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to get into the power mod. I think what I will do is I will just create like a couple thermo generators. If I can get a blaze block, that'll be 2000. Blazing crystal, even better. And then, oh, I can really kick it into high gear if I get the Archtron. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to set up the crafting recipes for these things. And then I should be able to get to a basic generator. Yeah, because hardened I'll need the energizing orb. So I'm going to do uh, some pattern creation for Powah, and then we'll be right back. Okay, so I put together a bunch of patterns here, and what I did is I just made all the patterns up to nitro tier for the energizing rods and the thermo generators, and then all the pieces kind of necessary to craft them. So it seems like a lot, but it's not like, you know, too bad really. So the reason I did that is because these are all nested crafts. Like in order to create a nitro rod, you need to have a starter, and then you need to upgrade that to a basic, and then upgrade that to a hardened, and then blazing, niotic, spirited, and then a nitro. So they're all kind of nested. And so once I decide to start upgrading these, all these generators and stuff, I'll be able to just, make a brand new one, throw the old one inside, and that'll be used for the next one. The thing to keep in mind when these kinds of things is because they have MBT data, you want to click substitutions enabled. That way the AE2 system isn't necessarily picky about, if there's a little bit of power in the starter rod, it won't try and create a brand new starter rod. It'll use the one you have in there. And I think I said I could do basic, right? Just need a little bit of clay. Because the hardened, yeah, because the hardened requires the power thing. I also will need to make a, where is it, an energizing orb. And I'll also need, I'll make 2 of the basic thermo generators as well. I have a sink to provide water, and then I have the pipes, and that should be more than enough for to provide water for all these. And I think that's going to be it. All right. So in between episodes, I did do a little bit more work. I started building a building over here. Um, this is going to be kind of like my magic area. So I'll have like my Ars Nouveau crafting, um, and I'll have like my enchanting setup in here. I think that actually fits in here perfectly. Yes, because I'm going to have to do like apotheosis enchanting, so I'll have that over here, and like some Ars Nouveau up here, and then some more kind of space up here. However, down below, I have a little bit of room for some work down here. Uh, so if you remember, I made this area over here. This is my like mechanism area. And I still have to do some more work here. I'm gonna sooner rather than later get back into mechanism and do expand this like pretty basic setup. But I really do need to figure out this this power solution first. So to that end, I actually, you can see it over here. I created this guy over here. So this is a dense cable. It goes the entire length of the valley under roughly the middle of the waterways. And this is going to carry all of my P2P channels. It hasn't replaced my current channels yet, um, but that is kind of the intent, is that this will be kind of like the main spine of my my ME network, and then these all stick like a P2P uh, a P2P, what is it called? Oh, a P2P tunnel on each of these faces, which means that this each of these can carry 32 faces, and that's, I mean, I don't know what 32 times 7 is, but that's what this will be able to carry. I don't need, if I only have 7 on here, I don't need I won't need a controller on this little kind of mini network just yet. But once I get above 8, 8 is the maximum that can that a cable can carry without there being a controller on the same network. But anyway, so the reason I did that is so that I can have my ME system linked up everywhere. Oh, okay, apparently I missed it. Ah, it's 1 block away. All right, and cables. Okay. Let's have a look at the chunk borders here. Another less than optimal chunk layout. I'm just like the worst at arranging all this stuff. Man, should I move it? I mean, if I really should move this entire thing to this chunk here, because I need this whole tower to be in one chunk. I don't care if this is over a chunk boundary, but this really should be. I don't want to force load the entire valley. I really want to avoid that. So, okay. Okay, so that looks like it's got everything. I think it does. Okay, and okay, this is the chunk boundary here. This is okay. It doesn't have to be perfect. So hang on, let me push it back a little bit. Yeah, peeking over the boundaries a little bit is okay. And then it needs to be raised up just a smidge. All right. I will have to fix all this later, but the important thing is, let me fix this guy. I think it was. Okay, I'll reroute this and everything at a at a little bit of a later date. But I want to do here is get some power going. I think I'm in it. Yes, I'm in a chunk here. All right, and oh, I can actually do this now. I think this was, yeah, so this is 2000, which is better than anything until I actually get into power. So, all right, and this should be making power now. Great. So this is gonna like really turbocharge my power setup. Like this is 300, so these two alone are going to basically pay for my quantum ring, and so then I'm back to having a net positive. Yeah, what I want to know is where did my... Oh, I guess it got voided because... I was going to say, where did all my oak planks go? But because this doesn't have the replace blocks thing, it all got voided. And I'm okay with that. That was just kind of, not like a bunch of good stuff anyways. Okay, so the real question is, where is this setup going to be? I think my Powah setup is going to be over here. Okay. And if you remember, I want all of my like technology to be kind of like hidden, and so this fortune teller's crystal ball doesn't necessarily need to be hidden, but the mechanism by which it works does. So that's going to be down here is where all that power is going to go. Fortunately, see, cable. Do need to create some universal cables here. And then I will need a point. I have some in my... Yes. And this should automatically connect here. So if I had a gold and iron, I think that's the recipe. Oh, huh, it needs power. And there we go. And so this kind of fulfills my requirement as far as, um, kind of keeping things secretive or kind of on the down low. So this energizing orb is the only crafting component for Powah. Everything else is just like basic crafts or like like big reactors and stuff. So I don't really have to kind of set up like a huge, you know, a bunch of infrastructure. I will need to somehow get items in here to be zapped by these things. I will probably use modular routers to pull things out. Um, but we'll see. Probably modular routers, and then I can just like entangle this block to push things in. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to, because I made this thing, um, I think I at the very least want to throw a roof on here. So I was looking at kind of my options, and I think I'm going to make the body out of it, out of this void shale that I found in the end, and the rest of it out of um, the void shell and the mineral logs for the body of this building. And the roof is going to be out of these pearl bricks. I really kind of like them. So yeah, I'm okay with that. Okay, so let's see here. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure about this. Maybe Serene is. Because this it gets cut into a bunch of different ones, like the polished and the layered. So maybe that's the solution. I don't know. Tell me what you think. All right. Well, I think that's going to be it for today. We did some good work here. Still very long way to go, but that's okay. But anyways, if you don't have any tips or tricks or any comments or suggestions, please leave them down below. Otherwise, I'll see you next time. Take care.